Pretty
That was
good.
very good.
But I'm going to use that gnarly recording in progress. So we do not forget to do that, friends. Happy Monday. Welcome to the KW New England Growth Call. Today I have with me Sam Jackson, our special guest. We'll give everybody just another minute to get rocking and rolling. If you went to a mega camp, throw your big aha in the chat for us. I want to be able to read those after from the chat log. But I want to hear what your ahas were. I can tell you what mine were. They were all about the word community. Everything I heard was about the word community. So, Sam, what was your word? Give me a word, not even a full aha. What was your word?
Intentional.
Ooh.
I think Gary said intentionality is the word. I'm not even sure if that's a real word, but yeah, being intentional with everything you do.
I love that. I love that. It was my desk is littered with notes. Like, of all the things I took out, quotes I want to put on things, bombs were.
We just broke.
I was going to say, Brooke, did we lose you?
Oh no!
You're
How about
back.
now?
We heard drop bombs, and then that was it.
No, back.
You're back.
All right.
Yeah.
My internet isn't as unstable as I am. So, no, I just love Gary Keller saying that if you don't have a MREA database, you're a fool. And I was like, it's like dad yelling at you, right? Like, that was a tough one.
Oh, that's like mild Gary too. Like he
That
could
was
be a lot meaner with that. Yeah.
That was mild Gary. Well, we have a lot of friends on. So, Sam, let's get started. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick? Let us know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Sam Jackson. Currently, I hold two positions. So I am a MAPS technology coach as well as a market center tech trainer. Excuse me, I got fall allergies here. And I have three market centers in my territory. So I have three market centers in North Georgia, about 1,500 agents that I help with technology. Prior to that, I was a team leader. I actually left the team leader position to become a tech person. So
you don't hear about that.
No.
You don't hear about that.
I kind of like going against the grain. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it. You're a disruptor.
There we go.
There's a
business card.
That's a big word for mega. Let's jump into it. So one of the things I wanted to ask is, do you think our clients get fatigued by us as agents?
Yeah, big time. And it's not just us either, right? Like when we look at we got 10 seconds to do it before I quote the MREA.
Right.
There's this whole chapter on mindshare, right? Like Gary talks about that. There was a study by Al Rice and Ray Trout, I think his name was. They do this big study on marketing. It says that consumers are hit with billions of dollars of advertising. So where do we live in that mindshare space as a real estate agent? When you figure that it's not just us who have a problem with telling our story with coming from contribution and value, we have that problem, and we're up against every Doritos chip, Ford truck, and Budweiser beer ad that's just taking up space up here. Yeah. So yeah, we got some problems that we have to overcome, but that's the cool thing about Mega Camp is we can come out of this saying hey, look at all the people who did a really good job at it.
They did, right? And so why do you think people are fatigued by real estate? And maybe a little deeper, why do you think they're fatigued by some of our KW friends and family?
Well, if I can quote the great Brooke Silva, who came onto I don't know, my region a couple of weeks ago and talked about barfing. Appreciate that. Yeah, we just regurgitate real estate. And we know that if this were in any other industry, if you had a service or a product that was coming after you as the consumer and they had one message that didn't really click with them and you just kept going with that one message, you're never going to connect personality to personality.
Right. Could you imagine? So I just bought a house from you, Sam, and now you keep hitting me with your properties that are for sale.
I don't care that you sold a house, Brooke. I just don't.
I know, but that's what we go to, right? That's I got to tell everybody I know that I did something in real estate.
Yeah. And it is important. Don't get me wrong. And it's great to be an active real estate agent. People do want to work with people that have some experience. But if that's your only message, you got to figure it out.
So what do you think some of the examples our agents are doing to cause fatigue? What are the things that they're doing?
The cause fatigue?
Yeah, for our clients.
I challenge anyone here, just go open up your email, open up the search bar and probably search like daylight savings time or recipe card. Like all that stuff lives inside your inbox.
Wait. Pie event?
Yeah.
Right? Or what's trending? Or here's your market stats. And now I want to tell you guys, these things are highly valuable. They really are, but it can't be the only message that you're sending out.
Well, so can we dig into that for a second? So
yeah, dig.
If you were to send me a recipe card and you were intentional about sending me a recipe card because you knew that my daughter had a dairy allergy and you sent me your dairy-free whatever, I would probably get like a closer emotional proximity. But if you're just sending me like, here's my fall pumpkin quiche.
Sounds great.
No,
I hate quiche, like. So as a coach, because you push me on this, we have conversations and sometimes I ask you for answers. I'm often met by a MAPS coach with questions, right? And I'm like, thanks, Sam, for making me think. I just wanted an answer, but I appreciate that because that's what I need to do is think. So why do you think our agents for our industry do this?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably because we're not. Now you have me thinking. If I had to guess, it's probably because like no one taught us better, right? Like we first adopted e-edge and like we got canned emails and we got canned marketing and we became canned real estate agents. I'm just literally picturing like walking through Stop and Shop and seeing like a can of
cereal box, agent. Oh, this agent, Wheaties. What's between the Wheaties and the Cocoa Puffs, right? Like
we got mediocre agent in between those. I think it's because like we didn't get taught any other way, and we feel like those ways were just like, hey, if I have to do a 36 touch, I need to just throw something out there, and it doesn't matter what. But I think the opportunity is that like if you create a higher standard of something that's valuable. Let your standard be like if I didn't send something to a client, I'd get an angry email in return.
Yeah.
Like what is something that I could send that's so valuable that like you're gonna be mad if I stop it for a month?
Can I throw something out there that's gonna hurt?
Please.
Because a lot of us don't have a database, let alone a data bank. So it's not that we don't want to do these things, it's that we don't have the systems, the models, or the bank in place to be able to do these things. And I think it's overwhelming when an agent looks down and they see all these holes and they go, I can't do this, right? But your job is lead gen as agents. So every day that you're in something, make that health score 1% better, right?
So when you say lead gen, you mean care calls?
Care calls. Anything, value touches, right? The biggest thing I heard outside of the community was you've got to earn the right to do business with someone, right? They had that great guy that taught video. I think his name was Ken or Paul. I keep reversing those and I don't know why. And he said,
Ken Posick, yeah.
Ken Posick, Orlando, right? He said, jab, jab, right hook. I'm going to give you a ton of value and then I'm going to ask for the business. So I'm going to challenge everyone on this call is sending nothing but real estate barf to our databases. The best course of action for everyone.
And Ken was a good example, and this is a tip for like social media specifically. He said, don't run your real estate social media like a real estate agent. Pretend that you're the mayor of the town.
Oh.
Now I'm so mad because like I've been saying that for years, and he was the first to say it on stage. But pretend that you're the head of tourism for whatever city that you live in, or whatever farm you're going after, and that's all you promote. Like that's your job on social media.
Right. And then when you are those real estate, that market trends, the things that do educate, that do help our clients in our sphere at the long run, those things won't hurt as much, right? They're more likely to start opening your emails, looking or sharing social media posts. You are all wonderful individual human beings, and we've got to start treating our data bank back as people, because people don't do business with a business. I don't call the plumber and go, hello, plumber. I go, hey, Ray, how's it going? Right? Even though that's a business, it's still a person. So we need to get back to that. I'm interested to see after Mega Camp how people experiences goes up, right? Because I know I looked at my data bank when I left Mega Camp and went, I have work to do too. I have things I need to do too. I need to dig deeper into the people I market to. So I love that. So one of the things you and I were talking about and why I was like, do you want to jump on a call with us Monday was because you use the Ford model at such a high level. And if you don't know what the Ford is, don't worry. Sam's going to explain what it is now. It's not an old clunker. It's not found on road dead vehicles. It is the way of speaking to people, conversation starters. Sam, so what is Ford for those who don't know what it is?
Yeah, and for those of you who are attending Bold or looking to attend Bold, I know this is something that is now covered in the new Bold, which is great. They don't go into it quite as deep as I'd hope, but hopefully it'll be a different experience for y'all. But Ford stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Dreams. Yeah, thanks, Melissa. Thanks. If you can, just drop that in the chat. Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Dreams. And what I love about that, and show of hands on Zoom, how many of you love scripts? Like absolutely love scripts. Scripts are your favorite thing in the whole wide world. No hands. Okay.
Wait, yes.
One person. So that's the proximity coach that's on screen. Is that? I'm kidding. I didn't see who it was, but thank you. I like, even as a former team leader, I was like that guy that said, I'm not a script person. Like, let me just do my thing. I'm good with connecting with people and I'm happy doing that. But Ford is more of a model for your conversation. And it starts like this. How's the family? How's the job? What are you doing for fun these days? What are your hopes and dreams? And you can change your timeline to whatever you need it to be. What are your plans for the weekend? What are your plans post-COVID? What are your plans 2025 when it comes to the hopes and the dreams? But it's just a series of questions that help you live inside those categories of family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Now, what's great about this, and this is where I'm going to ask for some of you to take yourselves off mute. Why do people move? Like, let's unpack this for a second. Why do people move? It's not a trick question for a group of real estate agents, hopefully.
They're shy. You got to give them a minute.
Okay.
Divorce, maybe?
What was
Divorce?
that?
Yeah, divorce is a big one. Yeah.
Careers.
What was that one?
Careers.
Careers, yeah, job loss or job gain. There's a lot of job loss right now.
Closer to the grandchildren.
Okay. Yep.
I think Ford is the reason why people move, right? They move because of family, they move because of occupation, right?
Right.
Exactly. If you look
Their
at all
needs
the reasons
changed.
people leave. Go ahead, there's one more.
Their needs changed.
Their needs.
Their
Right.
needs change. But yeah, if you unpack that a little bit, you'll really find the genesis of what their needs were. So like one of the things that I hear, like when I teach this class, would be like they're an empty nester, so their needs changed. Well, what life event kicked off them being an empty nester? Their kid went to college or somebody moved out. But typically it's something happened in their family, something happened in their occupation, and that's why they moved. COVID was a really interesting time because the first time ever, recreation and dreams kind of filled into that. People were like, if I'm stuck at home during this time of quarantine, I might as well live somewhere that I'm going to enjoy. But like historically speaking, people don't move for fun. They move because something happened in their life, in their family, or their job that created this change in their needs for real estate. So like if you go into your care calls or your cold calls or your database calls and you say, how's the family, how's the job? And that's as far as your conversation goes. Enough of those phone calls, you're going to find enough leads. You're going to find real estate needs by asking those great questions.
Well, Sam, let's do it. Let's do one right now. You're the agent. I'm in your sphere. Ring, ring.
Hey, Brooke, it's Sam Jackson with Keller Williams. How are you today?
Hey, Sam. Busy. What's up?
Not much. Hey, I was just happened to, take a little social media break and I happened to see your most recent post. I just wanted to say, hey, it's been a while since I connected with you. How you doing? How's the family?
Family's good. Busy. Tommy's out on his own, got his apartment. Matt's getting ready to do his senior year of high school, and the tiny terror is going into kindergarten.
The tiny terror. I love that. Man, busy time. So one at college or one that just moved out, one that's about to be a senior, or what would you say there?
Yeah, senior in high school.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know.
Do they have a plan for school yet?
No, he's driving me nuts. He's got a million plans and no plans, sir.
All right, so maybe they'll follow your footsteps and go into real estate, like, second generation.
Maybe.
That's cool. It's cool. How's everything going? You guys have any plans for Labor Day weekend? Anything fun?
No, just my usual. You know how I barbecue, and we'll probably feed the fam and just throw my feet up last weekend in the pool.
That's awesome. And last time I talked to you, were an MCTT, like you were a tech person at a market center? Is that
Oh
correct?
no, I took on a whole new role with the region.
Oh, no stuff. No. All right, remember I'm talking to Brooke and not just Brooke here. No, congratulations. When did that happen?
That happened around April.
No, like congrats. Sorry, I missed that, by the way. That's super awesome. That's so cool.
That's
So
fine.
like tell me more about that. Like, what are you doing now?
So I get to go play with all of our market centers, our agents, our leadership, bring training, bring the MREA and a whole bunch of energy, and it is a blast.
And from what I know about you, like that's right in your wheelhouse. That's gotta be awesome.
It is.
Cool. And then for me, like for the sake of time, I'm not gonna go into the R and the D, but like when I'm making these phone calls and I'm connecting, I'm looking for opportunities to shoot real estate. So when she told me that she has a senior or even a junior in high school, I'm thinking, okay, potentially downsizing the next few years. Maybe she doesn't have that middle child. I'm also just looking for opportunities to find tags from my database that I can put on Brooke.
I gave you a
So-
ton. I gave you a ton of tags in that conversation.
In the chat, what tags? Based on what you heard, not what you already know about Brooke, but based on what you heard in that conversation, how would you then tag? Yeah, barbecue. Nailed it, Cassie.
Always.
Yeah. I have this fun little tag that when I have parents with more than 2 kids, I call them mother or father of dragons, because like it's just like a fun little Game of Thrones reference, and it's just a fun thing to do in your database when you have like people who have like more kids than adults. Yeah. But that's the conversation, is like it's really easy. I have a relationship with Brooke. I know Brooke, but like you could do this with anybody in your database. I don't care like how distant your relationship is. You can get in closer emotional proximity by asking, how's your family? How's your job?
And you apologize for not being in touch sooner because you saw that you hadn't made a call recently.
Yeah.
I told you I was busy. So, like, I just glossed right by that.
Aren't we all busy?
Will.
Like, who do you talk to that's not busy right now?
My retired mother-in-law. That's who's
Yeah.
never busy.
Mother-in-laws.
Who is it?
Here's another really sneaky thing that I did in that conversation that does help as well. I mispronounced or I misspoke Brooke's title intentionally. It's super important that you keep track of people's titles inside of Command. Why? Somebody other than Brooke.
I know, right? Come on. You guys, there's a database to data bank.
Because
Think about what she did whenever I got her title wrong.
it opens the floor to talk about her job, which would ultimately make you be able to somehow, they'll most likely ask you something related to your job since you spoke about hers.
Yeah, if that conversation went longer, absolutely. Tell me about your job. Yeah, we didn't reciprocate because it's role play, but absolutely you're right. And the other thing too is that Brooke and everybody else will always politely correct you. Always. I have yet to meet somebody who's just like, you son of a gun, you got my title wrong. Let me tell you everything right about my title. No, like, oh no, by the way, I got a new job, I got a new title. Why is that important for Ford? For family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. When
It's an
people get a new title, what do we typically learn about them?
Well, we learn what they're doing and where they are, and maybe there's opportunity elsewhere in another city or town that's going to ultimately benefit us in terms of sales. It's just one more factor, one more area where you can, sort of, so to speak, lead the witness in the direction you want.
Love that. The other thing too is like, again, pick up MREA. That book is still golden, the lead generation model. But here's the key thing. Understanding consumers and how they work is huge to your success as a real estate agent. I don't know if this is probably just an American thing, but typically when we get a new title, we get more money. And when we get more money, we typically buy a bigger house. We then move our kids into better school districts. Or if we don't have kids, because you may have people that don't have kids, and that's totally okay, we still want to shorten our commutes. And if I were to continue that conversation in real life, I'd ask Brooke, how's that going? Like, are you working remote? Are you not working remote? If you are working remotely, how's your office space look right now? Does it feel really small?
It's wonderful. I could talk to you about this all day long, but I want to give away some stuff too.
Good.
So does anybody have one quick question for Sam before we get onto the content? Because he said he's going to stay on and check out our content, maybe do a little R&D for his own market center. Does anybody
I'd be
have
happy to answer any questions in the chat as well. Hang on.
Yeah. You going once? Going twice?
So Cool.
You all get a Sam. Sam, thank you so much. If anybody wants to talk to you more about your unique maps role, will you throw your information in the chat so they can get a hold of you?
You got it. Thanks, Brooke.
Ah, thank you so much, Sam. So I'm going to unpin you while we do this and mute you. But let's get... Cassie, are you going to share with me? Awesome. Thank you, Cassie. So this week, it's like we planned this. I promise you guys we did. So this week for you, we've got social media graphics and the captions. And I saw a lot of people were leaving those hashtags off. Please add those hashtags in. They are important. They help you get traction with those different posts. So let's get on down. All right. We discussed this with Sam, right? Why are people moving? Ask your database this. So now when you guys put this out, you're going to ask people to put it in the comments, right? Why do you think people move the most right now? And then another week or two, when you've got all that data, make sure you are telling your database that, hey, did you know most of you guys chose new job or employment opportunity as a reason why people in our community move? Who do you know that may need my help? It's a great way to open the door to more conversations. I would love to see all of you guys write down Ford next to your computers wherever you make your phone calls and start integrating those into your care calls every single day. All right. And then we are continuing with our vocab. People love the vocab because they don't want to admit what they don't know in real estate. So this week is, did you know what backup offers are, right? It's an offer submitted on a property after the seller has accepted another buyer's offer. If the original deal falls through, the seller can then accept the backup offer. All right. And then our next one is our This or That Thursdays. This one was a wee bit of a gut punch because while I love September because it's my birth month, man, do I not want summer to go away. I love fall, but I do not love being cold. So it's going to say, what's the consensus? Are we holding on to summer or are we begging for some pumpkin spice weather? And then again, it's got all of your hashtags. Make sure you guys snag those and put this up, but make sure you put in what people are saying into your command data bank. Are they anti-pumpkin spice? Are they pro-apple? Maybe they like squash. Maybe they don't like fall at all. But those are important things to add to your data bank. All right, Cass, thank you for sharing that. Guys, do you have any questions about this week's growth giveaways? And Cassie did put those resources in the channel. They will be on the Facebook group as well. If you are not in the Facebook group, go ahead and hit that click, and then we will add you to that group. Join that group. Also, there are some Easter eggs and wonderful extra trainings that I drop in there for you guys. All right. Who wants to win something? That's always my favorite part. And Jen's not here today with the rolling ball cage. So Cassie, do you have the numbers up and ready for me?
Yes, ready to go. What are we giving away today, Brooke?
So today we are giving away a ticket to the Team 1 training that's happening next month on September 24th. It's with Jean Rivers, and this is an amazing class. It is open to all agents, whether you're on a team, have been considering a team, or just want some leverage and mega growth. This is a Zoom event, normally $75 per ticket. And we are giving that one away today to one of our growth call people. And don't forget, you get extra entries for filling out the form on how you're using our growth call initiatives. So, Cassie, dun 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 dun, do you want to pick a number?
All right, today we have number 360.
Woo!
And that is Olivia Ruta?
Olivia, are you on the call?
I sure am.
Congratulations.
Raise your hand so we can pull you in and chat with you.
What do I raise my hand?
Are you on?
There we go.
Do you see it? Oh, I gotcha. Are you?
have me?
Yes, I do. There you are. Hello.
Fantastic.
It's because it didn't say. It says Oruda in your participant. That's why we're.
Recently re-downloaded. I've got to change that.
That's okay. So congratulations on winning. I'm so excited for you. How many growth calls have you been on?
This is actually my first time attending. So
And what market center are you out of?
sure, I'm out of Boston Northwest. I'm here on a team in Winchester, Mass.
Wonderful. We are so excited. How have you been using? No, so I know you're newer to this and this is your one, but have you used the information on the call before?
Some of it very relevant. But now I've this all the more incentive to continue to join and make sure that I'm using the resources that you've shared in the last half hour. So
Yeah. What was one of your days from today? Because Jen and I, we love our ahas and our big gut feelings on these things. So what was an aha for you today?
yeah, I think just kind of looping back to this fear in terms of using the Ford. It's something that in the past almost little over a year that I've been in the industry, it's something that I kind of used in terms of initiating conversations with my sphere and kind of checking in and letting it be known that I'm now in real estate and whatnot. And it's not something that I regularly use or kind of like circle back to in terms of using that specific script. So I think the relevance of Ford and making sure that as much as I like to converse and kind of dive right into different conversations, having that base, if I'm just kind of unsure where to take the conversation, is going to be helpful.
I love that. Well, congratulations. I hope you enjoy Gene Rivers. I love anything this man does. It's such a great class. Cassie will be in touch with you to get all the information over to you. And guys, keep showing up. Keep having fun with us. Keep putting things we love watching through the hashtags, what you're putting out and seeing how your database and your sphere is interacting with you. Because remember, just like that guy said from Orlando, it took 80 videos, 80 touches from videos for him to get one lead from those things. Our people are watching. All right. They might not be interacting, but they are creeping and they are watching. So if you guys don't have any questions, we will see you on Thursday for the beginning of our tech series where we go back to school with me. So we will see you for the tech series going back to school. And if not, we will see you Monday for our next growth call. All right, guys. Have a fabulous week. Go out and people. Don't barf real estate. Go out and people, okay? And thanks, Sam Jackson. Love you bunches. Oh, no, it's Labor Day Monday. I get a day off. It's Labor Day Monday.
No call on Labor Day. We'll get back with you guys on the 13th.
All right. No call Monday. All right, guys. Have a fabulous long weekend.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Hi, Lisa. Bye, Steve. Bye, George. Bye, Jill. Bye, Sheena.